Hey, what's up, y'all? If I'm being honest, I've been I've been collecting different little news stories all week. As you know, I haven't my sound is on, right? Yeah, I streamed on Monday, and I don't think I've streamed since then. But I've been collecting little news stories and slides and stuff. But um, probably not even gonna talk about most of that today. Just being honest, I'm on here because I haven't been on here all week in case anybody had questions. But it's two important things that I want to answer that people have already been asking me about. Um, and that's the thumbnail and something else. I can't remember what's in my notes. Hold on, I'm trying to set something up. My bad. But yeah, I didn't expect this week to go like this. I know I'm supposed to be like crypto channel stream every day, but it's a lot of work. I think the group's been doing well. Um, you guys can say if I'm lying or not. So I know some people just watch the channel, but and I can't stream all the time because I think I said this a couple of weeks ago. The market's going to start getting so busy that I don't know how much I'm going to be able to stream. Um, so yeah, it's kind of where we at right now. But been catching a lot of good plays. It's been going well. So I mean, get in the group if you want some help navigating this market. Because let me just go talk about it. Well, let me talk about something first, and then I'm gonna talk about the main thing the thumbnails about. This might go down in history as one of the shortest live streams ever. We'll see. But every time I say that, it's usually a long stream. So if you got comments, questions, concerns, anything you want to ask, go ahead and ask them because I'm going to be out of here really, really fast, probably. But right now, Bitcoin's sitting over 100,000. I was making a joke a couple of weeks ago about talking about Bitcoin dumping to 100,000. That's where we're at now. So it's I wouldn't say it's comfortably over 100,000, but it's getting there. In the next coming weeks, we'll probably get there. Also, hate that I didn't stream this week because I was going to tell you. I know a lot of y'all was getting excited about some of the pumps. I could have said in the group too, but um, I was already saying this dump was probably going to happen. I thought it was going to dump through the weekend, and then because we do have the interest rate decision next week, I think it is right, sometime next week. So, but there's some other stuff out there while we probably just dump through the weekend. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But $100,300, that's weird to say. But let me just throw this out there real quick, and I'm just gonna breeze through this real fast. I always tell y'all this, and I keep saying it seems like a game until it's not a game. Because you everybody feels like they have some type of way of getting around on the system, um, and people want to try to do a little sneaky stuff or whatever. Um, but yeah, anyway, news story. Early Bitcoin investor sentenced for filing tax returns that falsely reported his cryptocurrency gains. I mean that is what it is. I don't have to. I'm not going to scold anybody or do a whole. I'm not about to do a whole speech on the whole taxes thing. I know. None of us like it. The government doesn't use taxes to help us. They give it away to other countries. There's so many arguments we can have, but at the end of the day, you don't want to spend time in prison. I know it's stupid. I hate it too. I really do. I don't think y'all understand. I really, really do. I think taxes are stupid. We went crazy over 2% taxes back on some, for some tea or whatever. And now we up here with these crazy number taxes, and nobody raises a finger. Nobody's causing anarchy. Yeah, maybe we should all go crazy and do something stupid. But this is where we at. So yeah, he was sentenced to. He kind of got off light, to be honest. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison. So just do with this information as you will. What else I got? I'm telling you, it's gonna be real quick. So if you got some comments, questions, something you want to say, go ahead and say it. Um, I already talked about that. So yeah, I haven't streamed this week because I need time to study. Is I think I already said that. But let's talk about the main thing. And I can either ramble about this or it might be a couple of sentences. I'm only coming on here because it's easy to talk verbally. But so people asking me about, just like I said, new altcoins versus very new. I think that's what I said in the thumbnail. New would be stuff that came out this cycle, no matter like what narrative is in. You're like, hey, this is It's a new token. It's not an old token like XRP, HBAR, IOTA, some of those older ones. And so it's even some of the stuff we invested in. So I mean, some of that stuff came out months ago, and it's still good. Let me just say that up front, still good. But what happens is it's a new token this cycle. It came out. They've been running pretty much liquidity grab games for the last 8 to 9 months. And so some of these even good projects, the charts haven't been dumping or whatever. What happens is sometimes people look at the chart and they're either one, they're gonna be like, nobody likes that project. It dumped and whatever. Or two, people trying to make sure they get the very bottom. Like, is it finished dumping? Even though some of them are straight lines, whatever. People want to figure out if it's finished dumping and when they want to get in. Because a lot of you guys have asked me, and I think like the last 4 projects that I've put out have done like really well. And so some of you are asking like, well, these new buy alerts are doing so well, but some of the older stuff is still sitting there. So should I just switch all the way out of the old buy alerts and get into all the new stuff? I mean, they're new, they're fresh, they came out when the market is hot, which is what a lot of projects try to do, even though it gets on my nerves sometimes. And they want to wait till it's the most bullish sentiment in the market or whatever. So because of the time these projects came out, they are good projects, and some of them are lower risk projects as well too. So which would attract more investors. Some people don't have a DGen appetite, so they want to go into stuff that's a little higher cap, mid cap. Some of these are still smaller cap, whatever. But so that's the difference there. There's a question I want to answer because I know a lot of people asking in the group and people on the channel probably wondering. But at the same time, you really do got to choose which tokens you marry, because I keep saying this. Not to say I'm a perfectionist or I'm a fortune teller. Or I know everything in the market. It sounds still on. I got to make sure because sometimes it goes out. Is it still on? Okay, cool. Not trying to say I know everything, but you got to realize there's a lot of people who have done no research that are leading people in crypto, and all they do is wait for other people to call calls, and then they call the same thing or whatever and jump on the bandwagon. And they don't really know what they're doing, to be honest. And so got a lot of people married to coins that people feel like is going to make them rich, and they're probably not going to do anything later on. So there are those tokens out there. I did the conviction list on even my buy alerts for everybody to see where I feel like they can go. And even if some of them may not be in the highest conviction, but they still do it. I feel like they'll still do well. But I just read a message before I got on live with somebody saying what I was saying, like with the AI projects. A lot of these AI projects are coming out of nowhere. They can make you money. I'm not saying they can't, but I'm watching how I handle even that. No matter what it is, AI projects, AI agents, all that kind of stuff going forward. I feel like they still can run, but I am trying to get into like the more solid projects. I'll put it that way. I had AI projects that I was waiting to come out. Some of them you see right now. Some of them have came out, but I don't know. You just got to watch which ones you marry. A lot of these were good for making extra liquidity. Yeah, I don't know. It's not coming out as clear as I want, but yeah. So some of the new projects, if they come out when the market is more bullish, they're going to perform well. People know, they're going to find out about them. People are going to start to shield them. So some of the ones we already talked about that may be sitting still, they'll come back. And sometimes you got to wait for the narrative to come back around too, because some of them, some projects that you're in, some that I put out, they may dump until something, happens to make the narrative take off or whatever. We front ran a lot of this stuff. I don't regret some of them bled quite a bit. I don't still regret it, I guess. I do wish I was more taking into consideration some of the games they were going to play and realize certain narratives weren't going to run last year, whatever, because it's been a little rough with some of them. But anyway, getting to the point where we're going to make some money or whatever, I probably think it's going to still dump through the weekend. We'll see what happens. And then, like I said, we got the interest rate decision next week. It's kind of on the fence because it's almost like a guaranteed 25 basis points. But some of the inflation data coming out, and I think I said it like 2 weeks ago, I don't know, it could potentially be a pause. I don't know. we'll see what happens. But even still, not just with this dump, that little dump that we're having here, I still see some more happening in between now and probably the third week of January. You know what I'm saying? And we can also get some runs in between time. But you have time to pump. I mean, not pump, pack some bags probably until probably the end of January. Not all of them, because some will probably run. But yeah, I mean that's all I really want to talk about. I don't want to go too deep into too much other stuff. But yeah, that's what's going on. So yeah, some of the projects they're still good or whatever, but depending on market cap, depending on when they come out, will determine how some of these perform or whatever. So no, because these new buy alerts are running more than older ones doesn't mean that you dump the older ones or whatever. I mean, but it's up to you. I mean, it's up to you what you have conviction in and stuff. But yeah, we still gonna make some money from here. Um, just try not to go too crazy. Should I say that now in the group? I'll say that for the group. But yeah, I mean that's all I really got to say. I haven't streamed all week, so I just wanted to give that little update. We're kind of in a in between phase when people try to figure out what the market is going to do. So not a lot of people putting out bullish or bearish news. Really, people just it's the waiting game right now. I say this all the time. Remember how when the market got hot, we crossed the 100K again. Everybody had all these announcements they were putting out. Now you don't hear them talking about nothing. It's just how stuff is going to happen. So when the market, 100K is really no longer bullish. Now they're looking for 100, at least 105, 107, 110 before people start getting all crazy again. So right now we're in limbo. We're in the waiting game. So that's what's really going on. So not too many comments, questions, or whatever. Tad Ape said, "Good morning, legends. Good morning to you too." Carmen B said, "Good morning. Do you recommend any tax apps?" I did. I think I talked about it in the group. I'm going to put together something. And it's really not. I can talk about apps, but I don't know, man. It's just I'll talk about it in the group. I don't even want to talk about it on the channel where anybody could see it or whatever. Even it's not that serious. I think we talked about a couple in the group already. I saw other people give recommendations too, and I also want to see what's the best, who's made the most. Let me say this: I want to see which ones have made the most advancements this cycle, because some people get really laxed or whatever. And I just want to see which ones have the most benefit for people. But I try not to talk about taxes on the channel. And yeah, if I'm being honest, I'm kind of a little leery about talking about it in the group. But when we talk about apps and services to use, like apps to keep track of your buys and purchases, I can talk about that stuff. Maybe people to help with the tax preparation, but I don't want to talk about it more than that. I mean, let's say if we buy the app now, we can take it off on our taxes. So before the end of the year. Oh, okay. If you've seen it that way, yeah, we got a little time. We got 2 weeks, but yeah. Can I tell the person I used? I don't know. I got to think about this stuff. But yeah, I got 2 weeks. I got 2 weeks. But yeah. But yeah, I mean that's all we're really going to talk about. So I know, like I said, I know people's leery about that. Like, oh, these performing, that means he's going to be better. And I mean, the new buy alerts are definitely great. Oh, let me say this too. This is the other thing I keep forgetting to say. Sorry. In line with that, that's what I've been saying for the last couple of months. I said I know a lot of people have been marrying. They've been marrying certain ones of their altcoins, but I keep saying I was saying, and I'm still saying, I was saying then new coins are going to come out, and I'm saying now other coins are going to come out. So I know a lot of people like, hey, I heard this from this channel or this Twitter, and this is my moneymaker. Probably going to be sad to find out it's not going to be your moneymaker, because it's a lot more projects still to come out. You've seen we had like 4 come out recently that are really good. So that's kind of what we're dealing with now. And I think I compare one. I think the very last buy alert to something else, and I know y'all probably like, well, why would you say that? Like, but I bought this one, and you said you like it. I'm just saying, like, that's. I mean, I'm not going to leave you in the dark. I like the project from before, but I'm just saying this project here probably can do better. And then who's to say? I could be completely wrong. I still hold both, so I'm just trying to let y'all know. I think a lot of people kind of like, all right, my bags are packed. I'm ready for the cycle. But the problem is that a lot of projects didn't launch because actually this conversation is getting more extended in my head. A lot of projects didn't launch because the market was bearish. And so what usually happens, and which is why you can use your prior cycle knowledge, but you can't always depend on it because usually by now all the projects will launch, well, not all of them, but most of them, and they'll just be sitting sideways. Like I always use the Polygon example, but these projects was like, nah, we're not launching and sitting sideways. They want to launch when the market is bullish. So a lot of projects still haven't launched yet, and y'all gonna be probably changing your views on a lot of this stuff soon. So just stay tuned or whatever. I don't know, join the group, somebody's or whatever, if you can't keep up with the stuff, because it's not the market is not going to look like y'all think it is. I think I said about 2 or 3 months ago, I was saying the market is going to look like you in a whole different cycle soon. It's going to look like you went 4 years in the future and you in the 2028 cycle because there's other projects still to come out. So I mean, that's all I can really tell you. And then you have to decide, hey, do I want to still hold these or whatever? I'm still holding mine, and that stuff we can talk about in the group or whatever. But yeah, some older projects are still good, but the ones that are launching in bullish sentiment and have other benefits to them, I'll say that they probably will do better in the short term until people feel safer going back into some of the projects that have been sitting sideways because everybody wants to try to buy the bottom. So everybody's trying to make sure that stuff is finished dumping before they buy or sitting sideways before they buy. Hopefully this makes sense. I know it's a quick live, but hopefully it makes sense and give y'all some perspective. Yeah, I'll let you guys know. I think we got like 2 weeks. But yeah, I mean, is that it? Is that all from the comments, questions, and concerns? I know I didn't have a bunch of slides today and talk about a lot of different stuff, but I think that's the most important thing right now because of where the market is heading. I don't know why it always does that every time. But yeah. Oh, that's weird. Okay. But yeah, I mean that's all I really got to say. It's not too much. If you want to join the Patreon, it's at patreon.com/cryptozo. But yeah, I mean, make sure you got, like I said, make sure you got conviction in your bags. Hopefully, a lot of you guys did get into some of the new buy alerts. I feel like they're going to do really well. Also, which is why, I mean, I saw this other dump come. I know the dump happened the other day, and people was like, "All right, that's the dump," and then we going up from here. But I was like, "Nah, it's probably gonna keep dumping." And maybe could during the weekend, but I think we do got some good DCA points right now. So I'll look into some DCA opportunities for the groups. I like that some of y'all take the initiative to do it yourself too, because I really be over here like researching. My brain is like really tired right now. But yeah, that is what it is. I'm trying to hold on a couple more seconds in case anybody does want to ask a question or something. And let me see, did I cover? I literally had like 60 slides over, and I was supposed to look at which ones I want to talk about. I just feel like this was the most important thing to talk about. And I still say, yeah, get you some DCAs today. We'll see what happens this week. I feel like it's gonna dump a little bit more, but get you some rest, man. Oh look, we're going over 101 now. We're going back up to 101. But yeah, let me tell you, yeah, give your brain some time to rest so you can think clearly and make rational decisions too. That's another reason I take a rest. It's not just because I'm tired. I'm like, oh, I've been researching all week. I'm taking a break. It's like you make better decisions when your brain is rested as well. But anyway, I think that's all the comments, questions, and concerns. I know it wasn't a lot today, but I feel like that was important stuff to talk about. So, group's been doing well, and hopefully you enjoy your weekend. Enjoy some time with your loved ones and all that kind of good stuff. And patreon.com/cryptozo. And I'm going to see y'all next time.